Yeah, Shalom Akim, your brother Ratazat Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, who rule and teach well. Blessings unto the holy elect, Bakwaya Kodash, around the four winds, waiting to be delivered in these last days, man. And just a quick upload, just came across this article, and speaking on the dinosaurs, the so-called ancient prehistoric beasts that, Esau is always, digging out of the earth, so to speak, acting like these animals don't exist no more, man. Or like it was a fairy tale or something that was just made up. But in the scriptures, dinosaurs, these wild creatures, so-called prehistoric creatures, actually exist, and it weren't no millions of years ago. And it was only thousands of years ago when animals used to walk with men, as they say, like in the time of Noah, the time of Adam, these things actually took place, and they left footprints of their findings for today to be found for today. And as I said, these animals still exist, but they're just kept in the wild places of the earth, like in the Amazons and different cut off areas for that final day when the Lord's gonna open up the doors of hell, so to speak, on this society, and he's gonna call out all these wild creatures that he made from the beginning to take part, man, to bring hell and judgment on the earth, especially Leviathan, which they call Godzilla. Which the word Godzilla means king lizard, but really his name's Leviathan. He's a fiery breeding serpent that covers the waters, that lives in the waters. That's his domain. But you have also animals, wild, they call dinosaurs, that live on the earth as well, because the Lord made all these things within that 7,000 period, which they call today the 7 days of creation, man, which is really, a day represents 1,000 years to the Lord. So I'm just going to get into this article real quick, read one or two scriptures and close out. It says from the telegraph.co.uk, world's largest dinosaur found in Scotland. And Scotland is very well known for having all these kind of wild ancient beasts in their habitats, man, especially like things like the Loch Ness Monster, which is Leviathan, as we was talking about, as I just mentioned. And then, you got other dinosaur carnivore type animals, that walk upon the earth. Where they try and say 170 million years of old tracks were found in a muddy lagoon on the northeast coast, which is now the Isle of Skye in Scotland. But it wasn't no 170 million years ago, man. This is could have been about 1,000 years or more than 1,000 years, so to speak, Slovakia. A couple thousand years ago. It ain't no millions of years ago, because the Earth's not even that old, man. So it says rare dinosaur footprints belonging to the largest animal to ever roam the planet have been found in Scotland. It says dozens of 170 million year old fossils belonging to each early sauropods have been unearthed in a muddy lagoon on the Isle of Skye. It says sauropods grew at least 49 feet. It says long and weighed more than 10 tons. Footprint from theropods. It says the older cousins of the T-Rex, it says, who stood at 2 meters tall, were also found. So the T-Rex is still lingering around, man. They make all these modern day movies and all that Hollywood blockbusters like Jurassic Park and all these things, acting like this is a fairy tale, like those animals didn't exist. But even in those films, they show you that they're in locked off and restricted areas of the earth, man, that no man really inhabiteth. That's where these animals are dwelling at, waiting for that day for the Lord to just release them, man. And they start making more sightings and showing their presence, and so to speak, in these latter days. Like they found footprints in Scotland. Whether it's true or not, or Esau just made that shit up, put the damn footprint of a damn ancient fossil there or something like that, just made it up. But these animals exist anyway, man. It's in the scriptures. It says they are thought to be the oldest dinosaur fossil ever found in Scotland. It says another set of footprints were also found in Skye in 2015, says, but are slightly younger and slightly smaller. And these animals existed, man. That's why even in the Dark Ages, you had the fire-breathing dragons, like they show you in movies like Game of Thrones, I mean, programs like Game of Thrones and all these, you know, Dragonheart and these movies that they done, you know, regarding the Middle Ages when dragons were actually, fire-breathing dragons were actually existing, man. Those animals are still around. You know, they're just hiding in their den, so to speak. You know, it says the discovery adds. So it's lucky. I'll go back. It says geologists say that new finds are important as evidence from the Middle Jurassic period is rare. It says, and a few such fossils sites have been found around the world. It says the discovery adds to growing evidence the prehistoric reptiles, which are all like they're serpents, you know. It's a different type of serpents, you know, big and small. It says were widespread reptiles, Salakia. I mean, yeah, reptiles and serpents. It says were widespread of sky at the pivotal time in their evolution. You know, and it didn't come out of no Big Bang Theory like these fucking theologians, these devils would tell you, man, like Stephen Hawkins and all that shit. All this stuff didn't come from no Big Bang Theory, man. You know, because how can everything that's been made from a damn Big Bang? It don't make no sense, man. Everything came in order, and everything came in in rank and order. Listed everything should be, you know, made in his image, meaning by his ordinance and his laws, you know. So you know, man was made in his image, meaning the ordinance and the laws. But you know, Lord made everything in its you know, rank and file, basically, man. You know, male and female. So these animals definitely still do exist, man. You know, every seed within itself, as the scripture says in Genesis, the first chapter. That's how everything was made, the balance, man. So these devils is coming out of Big Bang Theory. You know, that shit has been disannulled, and that shit don't exist, man. You know, carbon dating gonna tell you how old the Earth is, man. That's madness, man. So anyway, I'm gonna jump to the scriptures, man, because I don't want to make this too long. But just to you know, push forth that those animals, especially in these last days, are gonna be making a big return, man. They're gonna be showing themselves more, just like the chariots, the so-called UFOs, what the white man calls it, are gonna be showing themselves more, man. We're in that time, man. Time of judgment, man. You know, and these animals want to get their own back as well, because the Esau's fucked up their inhabitants, man. You know, it's the destroyer of the earth. So it says Job 40, and I'll jump to verse 15. It says, behold, now Behemoth, so which is an ancient way of saying basically a dinosaur, man. You know, it says in the Hebrew, this is Bahamawaf, if I'm not mistaken. We're just talking about an ancient dinosaur. They said whether it's extinct, but the animals ain't extinct, man. They're still around. Just chilling out right now, you know. It says, which I made with thee. So with who? With man. It says, he eateth grass and the ox. It says, lo, now, it says, his strength is in his loins. It says, and his force is within his navel of his belly. It says, he moveth his tail like a cedar. It says, the sin, you know, he's waving his tail like a damn tree, man, when it gets hit with the wind. It says, the sinews of his stones, it says, are wrapped together. Yeah, skin tight. It says his bones are as strong pieces of brass. They're trying to say that's a hippopotamus or a rhino and shit. You know, that ain't talking about that, man. That's talking about them strong. I'm not saying them animals ain't strong, but that's talking like a big carnivore type animal, man, because he eats the grass, you know, as an ox. So that's a carnivore type animal, man. Them big ass dinosaurs, man, you know. It says his bones are as strong as pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of the Most High. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. It says, surely the mountains bring him forth food. It says, where all the beasts of the field play. So all them animals was, you know, aligned together back in the day, man. They was all around each other, eating, hunting, and doing their thing, man, you know. Like they're showing, like from Jurassic Park, all the dinosaurs chilling and you know, doing their thing. You know, that's just like normal animals, how they roam the street, how they roam in their habitats today in the wild. It says he lieth under the shady trees. See, that's a covering. It says in the covert of the reed and fens. So that's a covering, man. You know, it says the shady trees cover him with their shadow. So that's a big ass, tall ass dinosaur, man, and he covers himself in the trees. That's his hiding spot. It says, the willows of the brook can pass him about. It says, behold, he drinketh up a river and hasteth not. See, that's why they found that footprint where? Near the waters, man. When they said that they found that so-called fossil footprint of the dinosaur, you know, they found it near the waters, man, because he probably came out to drink some water and then cut out. It says, he trusteth not that he can draw up the Jordan into his mouth. It says, he taketh it in with his eyes, his nose pierceth through with snares. So those are those ancient dinosaurs, man. They actually exist. They're still about. And in these last days, the Lord's going to call them out, man. Just like he's going to release Leviathan from the waters, man. Because Leviathan is another fire-breathing dinosaur type serpent, you know, that still exists, man. You know, and there's many of them. There's not just one. It says, cannot, Job 41:1, it says, cannot thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down? So you can, you know, fish called a Leviathan, a big ass monstrous fiery breathing serpent. No, you can't, man. He's too big. It says, can thou put a hook in his nose and bore his jaw through with a thorn? It says, will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? So I jump down. It says, canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? It says, lay thine hand upon him, remember to battle, do no more. Because, you know, he's powerful, man. He's the most powerful serpent in the seas, man. And these devils, whether they even try and shoot him down with their weapons, they can't fuck with him, basically, man. That's why the Lord's, you know, being sarcastic with all these questions, because you can't fuck with a Leviathan, man. You know, he'll tear your ass up and burn your ass with that fire-breathing, you know, power. You know, because it's pure energy. It says, jump down. It says, verse 12, I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportions. It says, who can discover his the face of his garment? It says, or who can come to him with his double bridle? So, you know, none of the warfares of the earth can do anything against him, man. The weapons of the earth. It says, who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. It says, his scales are his pride. Like that bulletproof scales, man. You know, they can't be penetrated. It's as sharp together as with a closed seal. It says, one is so near to another that no air can come between them. So you got them big ass scales, man. You know, because he lives in the waters, man. So it says, they are joined one to another. It says, they stick together, that they cannot be sundered, cannot be penetrated, man. It says, by his neesings our light doth shine. It says, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. So you got them like the fire type shiny ass eyes, man. Lights beaming from the motherfuckers, man. You know, it says, out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. So you see a fire breathing dragon. They show you in them films Godzilla, and especially the newest one, when they're shooting out like blue flames, showing you that it's a spiritual beast that the Lord set up, man. You know, spitting out that blue flames, burning shit up. It says, out of the nostrils go smoke. It says, out of a seething pot or cauldron. So that smoke, you know, prostrating out of his nose, man. You know, so that's that power, man. You know, they can't mess with him, man. I could carry on reading this, but I'm just gonna jump around because you know, I don't want to take too long. But I'll jump to the next scripture, which is Job. I mean, Psalms 104. And brothers know these scriptures because, you know, it's relevant, man. And even in those times when the Lord's gonna manifold these things, His works, like it says here, Psalms 104 and 24, it says, "Oh Yahweh, how manifold are thy works." He's going to manifest these animals, man, because it's his creation. In wisdom hast thou made them all. The Lord made these things, man. He saw they make them, and they didn't come from no big bang either. That's BS, man. It says the earth is full of thy riches. It says, so is this great and wide sea. It says, wherein are things creeping, innumerable, both small and great beasts. Great beasts, talking about Leviathan, man. You know, other small great beasts, like you got with sharks and all these whales, killer whales and all these things, the great white, but nothing can tank, you know, Leviathan, because Leviathan's the biggest, you know, serpent of the seas, man. It says, there go the ships, there is that Leviathan. It says, whom thou madest to play therein. So that's his playground, man. And when you go see them navy ships and all that, he be messing their asses up, man. You know, it says, these wait of all upon thee, it says, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season. So that's it, man. That's his playground. You can't mess with him, you know. It says that thou gatherest them, it says that thou givest them, they gather, thou openest thine hand. It says they are filled with good. So you know, it's gonna go down in these last days, man. The Lord's gonna show his power, man. He's gonna bring out all kind of creepy things. It's gonna be like Jumanji out this bitch, man. Stampede, all that, tearing shit up, man. All these different wild animals you thought that didn't exist. The Sasquatch, that's mentioned in the scriptures, man. All that's gonna come out, man. The so-called abominable snowman. They're gonna come out of the woodworks, man. Start tearing shit up in these last days, man. All type of wild beasts, man. You know, so-called ancient wild beasts that these devils act like they're extinct and don't exist no more. That is so-called existed millions of years ago. Jeremiah 15:3 says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh. Says the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. The beasts of the earth to devour and destroy, and that includes all these so-called prehistoric animals, man. Because this is gonna take place in these last days right now, man. When all hell breaks loose, you know, you're gonna have lions, all kind of wild animals from the zoos breaking out, and you're gonna have these so-called prehistoric animals breaking out too. The Lord's gonna make these animals show themselves, man, and tear their shit up from the Amazon all the way around, from Scotland, Ireland, wherever they're hiding that in the dens of the earth. You know, they're gonna come out, man. And that's the point. You know, so that's why you know, these devils are finding fossils and stuff everywhere if they didn't make that shit up. But either way, the Lord's gonna show, you know, manifest these animals, man, because these are the animals that He made to exist on the planet, to bring forth His judgment, man. Read one more scripture and then close out, Babakashah. This is Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, and all these things are spirits, man. They all have spirits in them, man. And the Lord sends these death angels, you know, to put on these animals to do His bidding. So everything's spiritual, man. That's why the scriptures call the Most High the King of Spirits, or the Father of Spirits. Lucky, they call Him the Father of Lights, and they call Him the Father of Spirits, man. He's the Most High. Because there be spirits that are created for vengeance. For whose vengeance? His vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. It says in their time of destruction, it says they pour out their force. It says, and appease the wrath of Him that made them. The Most High made all these things, man, for His purposes, for His vengeance, His wrath, His judgment. It says fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents. All those animals, those different reptiles like serpents, man. So-called dinosaurs is like serpents, reptiles, as they call them. It says, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. And who those animals going to come for, really? Starting with Esau, the so-called white man, because he's the devil, he's the harbinger of death. He destroyed everything on the earth, destroyed the minds of the people, man. The Lord's going to use these animals to tear His ass up in these last days, man, for destroying their habitats, man. And mainly for destroying His children, man, the children of Israel, man. 2/3 going to get put out of their misery as well. But, you know, the nations, the wicked, man, especially Esau, he's going to get it in these last days, man. You know, there's no escape for these devils. Even the animals are going to be tearing his ass up. It says all these things were created for vengeance, man. So it's all the Lord's work, you know, and it's going to be a good work for that. It says verse 33 says, all the works of the Lord are good, and it will give every needful thing in due season. So now we're in a season of what? War, man. We're in a season of war. Not a season of peace right now. So there's going to be war in the streets, war on this planet, man. Take this damn place out once and for all. And ultimately, the ICBM missiles are going to, you know, settle the score, so to speak. You know, America's really going to go up in smoke. I like to say, like they used to say in Dr. Dre tour, up in smoke tour. You're going to see it up in smoke tour when the nuclear missiles touch America, man. For real, literally. Anyway, I'll quit rambling on. All praises and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Until next time, I'll say shalom.